Welcome to Tech News. Welcome everyone. Today we have the pleasure and honor to have Mrs. Zarine Cadersaib. So Zarine will be talking mostly about the topic related to SAP. So starting your journey as a student. Zarine has an professional experience in ERP custom development, has over 18 years of experience in higher education, and started teaching SAP at UM since 2004. She has been involved in multiple initiatives through SAP University Alliance's EFA project with the aim of reducing the ERP skill gap in the sub-Saharan of Africa. Zarin, over to you, and we can start the presentation.
Okay, thanks a lot, Hidaya. So first of all, just a little mistake I want to correct. So it's not 2004, but 2014.
14.
So my journey in SAP in terms of teaching started at least actually in 2014. So first of all, thank you very much for this opportunity today to share a little bit of my journey, but also at the same time, my main aim is actually to let students know what we are doing at the University of Mauritius, but also at the same time, this could be helpful to any student, whether it's in Mauritius or elsewhere, to know a little bit in terms of what they can actually do as a student itself at tertiary level. So I have some slides, so maybe I can start sharing, or would that be
Yes,
good?
Yes,
Okay, so share my screen. So I'm actually going to put it on presentation mode. Just let me know uh,
that's good.
if it's moving. It's good.
yeah,
Okay.
it's good.
So just
You can hide it
I can
just
hide it.
beside. Yeah, there's a text hide.
Yeah. Got it. Thanks. Okay, so it's actually my first live recording, so kind of nervous. So hopefully it's going to be fluid, and basically I'll try within that small time frame to give you as much information as I can. So I'm a lecturer, so I talk a lot. So stop me if I'm just going beyond and we are getting over time. So first of all, I'm a senior lecturer at the University of Mauritius, and basically I'll dive directly into the topic. So our topic for today is basically in terms of SAP. So what is SAP? Before getting into SAP in curriculum, very briefly, when you talk about SAP, the first thing that people think about is an ERP, so enterprise resource planning. Just to put in very simple terms, so you think about any business. What are the core processes that they are working on? That would be sales, procurement, HR, project management. You kind of just bundle everything under one platform that becomes your ERP. So coming to SAP now, so in around the world we have SAP, but we also have Oracle, which are the most popular ERPs being used around the world, and the whys behind having SAP in curriculum. So just to mention a little bit, just for people to students, especially to know what is the spectrum in terms of the SAP ecosystem. So we talk about the ERP. So the first layer that you see here, the business process management, is actually talking about what I just mentioned. For example, in a supermarket, you have things like you have to order your product, then you have to pay for the product. At some point in time, the inventory is getting decreased and so on. So all this is actually at the business process level, but understanding also what SAP is. So in terms of skills, in terms of competencies, it's a lot more requirements. So it's not only at the functional level, at the consultancy level. So as you can see here, so in the SAP ecosystem, we are talking a lot about the business technology platform. I won't dive into that, but just for you to have an idea, you can see in the slides here. So basically, it's about automation, it's about integration, it's about data analytics, it's about artificial intelligence. And then basically, we have lots of different solutions. So the enterprise system, the ERP systems falls in between. But at the same time, just to mention, so in SAP, you don't only have the ERP side, you have specific tools for example, customer relationship management, human capital management. So for today, my focus will be especially on the enterprise resource planning side. Okay, so why is there so much in terms of involvement, academic involvement, especially with regards to specifically SAP S/4HANA? I'll just move back. So here, when we are talking about the SAP ERP system, Enterprise Resource Planning, so what we used to have old versions, for instance, the SAP ECC. Which is basically, so Gartner estimates that 70% actually ECC customers have yet to migrate to S/4HANA. What is S/4HANA? S/4HANA is actually the latest ERP that SAP is providing, and it's actually, so the move to S/4HANA has been pushed by SAP up till 2027. So what are the implications therefore for students? So just to mention, the move was initially planned for 2025, and now it has been pushed to 2027. And immediately the implications for students graduating with a degree, whatever domain, whether it's IT, whether it's management, whether it's engineering, it means that if you're equipped with SAP S/4HANA skills, then you get a competitive edge, so you become more marketable in a certain sense. Okay, so getting on to what we at the University of Mauritius, what we have been doing. So as I said at the introduction level, so we started my journey at least at University of Mauritius with regards to SAP. So it started in 2014. Before that, we actually were teaching ERP, but it was not SAP. So I started with Tiny ERP, Open ERP, which is now Odoo. We are still having Odoo. But then the SAP journey itself in terms of curriculum integration, that started with a TTT, which is basically train the trainer. So I participated in that. And from there onwards, we have been offering what we call short courses. So I'll come back to this later on. And then, so these short courses are not restricted to UOM students. It's for any student in Mauritius that we can offer this course. Then we have, so since 2016, there was the curriculum integration. So what is the difference between the short course and the curriculum integration? So the short course, it's a kind of a crash course, which is run over 5 days. And then immediately the students do the certification. Compared to the curriculum integration, where we can offer more in terms of modules that is there, but also it is integrated within our existing programs. So currently we have 2 programs actually, the BSc Applied Computing and the BSc Information Systems, whereby we have SAP S/4HANA integrated in the curriculum. So that's covered over around, our semester is over 10 weeks. We have moved to what is called SCCS. Within that 10 weeks duration, around 5 weeks we are covering S/4HANA. So I've jumped actually directly into S/4HANA. So just to mention, when we started our journey into 2014, it was still SAP ECC. And then it's only in 2021 that we have moved the curriculum to S/4HANA to basically align with industry requirements. Apart from S/4HANA, just to mention for students and for anyone looking at this recording later on, to know what we are also doing. We are also doing other initiatives in terms of global curriculum integration. So what is this global curriculum integration? This is basically where we have a curriculum that is designed for universities. I think I forgot to mention this. So we really have to thank the SAP University Alliances and the ISIFA project, where all this journey actually started. So within SAP, you also have SAP University Alliances, which has the mandate to actually introduce curriculum at the higher education level, ultimately with the aim of actually bridging the gap when students join the job market. So SAP University Alliances, that's a global thing. But then together with that, we have something which has been customized for Sub-Saharan Africa, which is the Enterprise Systems Education for Africa. If you want to have more information, I have put the link there so you can go and see a bit in terms of what we are doing. So the global curriculum, so we have participated, for example, in the SAC, so SAP Analytics Cloud, where there were actually 40 universities around the world. So where there is a new curriculum. So as I mentioned earlier, apart from S4HANA, we are also having curriculum with regards to other SAP products such as SAP Analytics Cloud. Then we also have other things. So ongoing now for the moment, there is the new curriculum on SAP EHS, okay, so which is more related to sustainability. And this started in 2023. So I have been actually involved in the curriculum design itself. Then we have other initiatives like the ERP Sim game. So this is something that is offered actually by HEC Montreal. And our students actually participated in 2023 in that. So it's a simulated version of SAP where it's kind of more engaging. So the fun approach in terms of learning a specific tool. Then we also have other initiatives, not from SAP University Alliances, but from SAP directly, which is basically, for example, we have been doing for 2 years, so last year and this year, the SAP DSP, which is the SAP Dual Study Program, where actually so this is something that is proposed for free by SAP, where we at the University of Mauritius, the way we participate in this is that we have to kind of select students who are interested in doing SAP, and then from there they get a full package with regards to training and certification. And it's not only it's accompanied training by SAP experts. Then there is also ongoing commitment in with regards to currently. So what's also happening is there is the SAP Business Builders, which is again another initiative of HEC Montreal, which, for example, there is one of the curriculum is a simulation with regards to SAP Analytics Cloud. There is also another one with regards to supply chain management. So this is just to show you the ongoing commitment that the SAP community has with regards to university students and making curriculum at the reach of students and universities via universities. So if now as a student, if you want to kickstart your journey, your recipe journey, so whether you are a student at the University of Mauritius or whether you are any student around the world, so I'll start with regards to what we at University of Mauritius, what we're offering. So as I mentioned earlier, we are offering the SAP S4HANA, which is actually integrated in existing courses. So we have two courses where this curriculum is mandatory. So students do it in the BSc at level 2. So information systems and applied computing. And this is in my faculty, Faculty of Information and Digital, FYCDT for short. And then we also have the short courses. So the short courses, actually I have one plan upcoming for November, December. We are still recruiting candidates. So this short course is actually what we have. It's just maybe to give you a brief what we cover in terms of curriculum. So we focus on two main modules actually, on sales and distribution and also on material management. But then just to put it simpler for students to understand, so this relates to sales or order to cash, procurement, whatever is related to purchasing and so on. And then you also have the inventory management part and a very tiny bit of financial integration, which is basically the FI module in SAP, where students at least have a flavor with regards to, for instance, if when you make a sales, what is going to be the impact on accounting? If you make a purchase, what is going to be the impact on accounting? So this is something that any student could join, any university. So when we offer it at University of Mauritius, it's restricted to Mauritian students. Why? Simply because the exams, it is online exams, yes, but it has to be proctored exam, so it's under surveillance. And then we also have the SAP Learning. So previously what we used to have, there was the open SAP.com, there was SAP Learning Hub and all that. So I think everything has been merged now into SAP Learning, where you can have lots of different courses that you can do and actually even go for the certification free of charge. You just have to know how where to look for it. Actually, for instance, when I teach SAP S4HANA, one of the assignments that I give to my students is that over and above what we are doing also you also have to show to me that you have to do an SAP related certification, and this is where they actually can get access to it. You can also have access to other courses. Some are payable, some are free. So there is Udemy, there is Coursera. Actually, there is another very nice course I saw recently. I think the deadline is it starts today, actually the 17th of October. That's free training, full training and certification, but it applies, of course, the restriction. So this is just for academia. So the restriction is that it applies only for tutors and for students. Okay. And the nice thing about it is that it provides you with an SAP industry certification. So once you do it, so if you had to do it outside, you can go and check. I'm not here to market what the price of different SAP certifications, but for sure in general, as SAP certifications are very costly. So if you as a student, you're having it for free, so it's not only the certification but also the training. So yeah, I would really strongly advise you to do it. So I think that's it in terms of what I wanted to share with you today. So I hope I didn't take too much time. And if you have any questions, of course.
No, it's fine.
Sure.
Just one comment. Yeah, quickly is that for students or even people who want to get into in the industry, I usually study the markets. Like I mentor some people, and I'm seeing that SAP openings are becoming more and more popular, and you don't even have the consultancy part only, the dev as well. We had another guest on the show who talk about the developer side. So even if you're interested in development, there is a place for you in SAP. Yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah. So definitely. So I focused today mostly on the functional side. Okay. So but just I did follow that other the other podcast that you did. So obviously it was on ABAP. So just a message. So for students who are IT students, definitely there is a place for you in this market. But for any other students, let's say whether you are from accounting, you're from finance, you're from management, you're from engineering, there is also your place there. So if you want to start a journey in SAP, definitely. So the spectrum is so huge.
I just want to add one last comment. First of all, thanks. Thanks a lot, Zarine, because I think that's a huge job, and not just about SAP. Lecturing, particularly 24, is not easy, and it requires a lot. And we've noticed it definitely with the last podcast that there's something missing. There's a huge, not a small, very huge gap in the Mauritian market today comparatively to any country whereby we are collaborating. And I've noticed it, I think it was last year, it was in Poland, whereby I've noticed students who are like second year student, but who was already experienced or exposed with what we call the industry today. And I think this kind of initiative, maybe it's today we are talking about SAP, it can be other programming languages as well, .NET, Java, or even other ERP. We can talk about Salesforce as a CRM, or Odoo. We've mentioned a bit around Odoo as well. These are kind of key for the future, and I think that's kind of initiative should be promoted, should be invested a lot, and this is one of the things I would advise students, because these are, like Abdallah mentioned, we've noticed it when we were mentoring freshers. Like one of their main curiosity, what do you have in the industry? We've heard about SAP, we've heard about .NET development, we've heard about Java, but what are these? Is there a demand in it? Today we are looking, I would take an example 10 years back, whereby SAP was kind of solely being represented by one or two, minimum two company in Mauritius. And we look at it 10 years from now, we've seen kind of an emergence in the industry, and hopefully there will be a lot coming forward. Thank you, Zarin. Is there anything else you would like to add, or Abdallah? You're good?
For me, it's good.
Just to
Thanks.
Thanks you.
on what you just
Thanks.
said, Ali. So basically, yeah, it's true that 10 years so actually started the journey in curriculum 10 years back, actually, 2014. And just to share with you, even my colleagues didn't really, they were telling, what are you doing? Why SAP? It's going to be costly and all that. So, but basically, through these kind of initiatives, so we have seen that students actually need to have exposure to specific tools. So you can teach ERP using any tool, but having this exposure to a specific software, which is actually most popular, really gives you that competitive edge. And as you correctly mentioned, so when you join the job market, it's really something worth it. So thanks once again for giving me this opportunity, and hopefully this is going to motivate more students to actually join our programs. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.